one that no one ever gets to see. This is Bruce. It's because he's definitely not the friendliest. So guys, today we are wear testing well people, and I have already tried it just in an evening that I had free this week, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a little weird.
You guys, I filmed this right when I got back from the Thrive trip, and I'm still sick, and so I'm literally just like yelling. Like squawking because I can't hear myself because my ears are so stopped up. Please forgive me. I sound like borderline abusive. I promise the content of this video is good. I feel like I'm like the whole time I'm like, why are you screaming? Oh, bear with me. Oh.
I have the foundation right here. I have the concealer right here. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and show you. The first thing we'll do, as usual, is put it on my face. I'll kind of talk through how I'm feeling, and then we will talk kind of claims and ingredients and price and whatnot after that. I will wear it for a full day. I will check in with you guys at the end of my day. We will talk about how I feel. And you guys, I wanna start doing a thing where I'm not collecting a bunch of makeup that I'm not going to use. So if I, for some reason, think that a product is good, but it's just not good for me, I'm gonna give it away at the end of the video. And I don't know whether that means that, you know, you guys Venmo me the shipping, or whether I pay the shipping, or what, but the way that I did it in that vlog where I gave away a bunch of the foundations that I didn't want to keep anymore, you guys seemed really cool with that, and I really liked kind of getting them out of my collection and into homes where they're going to get more love. I am not sure how this one's going to pan out because I haven't done a wear test on it yet, but let me know what you guys think about that idea as a general thing going forward, so that my collection just doesn't end up being this like graveyard of quality products that just don't get enough love. But before I move you guys in, I am a cruelty-free, clean, green, non-toxic beauty channel. I try and do my best. We are transitioning towards that right now, so if that's the kind of thing that you are interested in, join the conversation, join the fam, come subscribe. Would love to have you. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to move you guys in. We're going to put some makeup on my face. Let's do it. So this is the Narcissist foundation number 2 in the shade Fair Golden. This is what she looks like, if you can see that. It is not the perfect match for me. I think it is actually a little bit too golden for me, but you will see, unlike many of the stick foundations that I have tried in the past, the coverage on this is like surprisingly light. So let's go ahead and, you know, make sure that this looks super unflattering. Just hair all the way behind the ears. And you do kind of have to like go in with this to get some coverage. Like, it's weird because it doesn't have, like I said, a full coverage look, but you gotta like apply it like a full coverage foundation because it doesn't spread very easily. I don't know, my experience with some of these more natural foundations and natural makeup lines, I've tried to kind of articulate it. It's hard to explain, but I feel like there are kind of like old guard and new guard. Like the old guard is things like Well People, W3LL Cosmetics, like some of the other ones that I reviewed on my channel in the past that just feel like granola makeup. Like they were natural makeup before natural makeup was a cool thing to do. And now that there's like a Clean at Sephora section, there's all this like new, hip, high-performing natural makeup. And like RMS, I mean RMS has been around forever, but I guess my point is like this feels like someone made it in their kitchen a little bit more than say like an Ilia or a Lawless or something. So gonna use my little Thrive sponge here, try and just spread this out. I did it with a brush before and I felt like it just removed too much of the product. So I don't know. This is definitely like an odd delivery system for this consistency of a foundation because it really does sheer out so much that you really don't even get like blemish coverage, but it goes on like a shellacking of makeup, which is really not like an ideal combo abstractly if I'm thinking about it. You know, usually you want something to go on really light, have a lot of coverage, or really light, at least have some kind of coverage, but this goes on heavy and doesn't have much coverage. I'm not trying to like pass judgment early on here, but that's how I'm feeling about it so far. I also, when I first tried this, used the RMS Unpowder on it, and it came out way too matte, and I was actually really surprised. That stuff can be like really mattifying, and I think it's just because this is so wet. I don't want to use the word heavy, and it's not really wet. It's just like, it's a very oil-based product. Is that, I don't know, I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but it does. It feels thick on your skin, and I feel like it soaks up a ton of powder. So I'm going to use something different today. I think I might use the CRUELTY on it, just because the CRUELTY is so lightweight, so finely milled. I don't usually do this many zoom-ins, especially before I even put the concealer on, but look at this. This stuff just kind of confuses me, because, like, I mean, we talked about this. I picked because I had kind of a little crisis, and, you know, I pick because I get emotional. I just put a lot of that makeup on and got almost no coverage. Ew, look, that's not really blended properly either. That's a line right there. I don't know how I feel. I think I need to put some more on, but I feel like I already put so much on. So let's put a little bit more on. This reminded me, in theory, of the Wander Beauty stick. But the Wander Beauty stick did have, like, a lightweight dewy finish. It has this, like, glide on the skin. This has some serious tug to it. I feel like it's, like, maybe it's, I mean, we'll look at the ingredients and, like, the manufacturing before long here. But maybe it's one of those, like, low heat kind of things. And, you know, when it's low heat, you preserve the integrity of the ingredients, but it also takes some body heat to kind of get it going because it's not as processed. So, and this is an Austin local kind of originated company, which also I found appealing. My friend Cami recommended this company too, and she also uses 100% pure, but she's also, like, Brazilian and has perfect skin, and so I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can take your advice on makeup because you don't actually have to wear any. I have the Bio Correct Multi-Action Concealer, and I have it in the shade Fair, and I think this might be the second lightest shade, and it's still not that light, I don't feel like. Dang though, oh my god. It's kind of rosy. Like, I don't mind because it does a good job of kind of color canceling. I don't, you know, always want my concealer to perfectly match my skin. You kind of want it to be a little bit brighter. So that's okay. That's really creamy and pretty. That's a pretty concealer. I'm going to see how it kind of, like, sets down with some powder and whether it creases. But I would say that, like, the consistency of that concealer kind of redeems the foundation, because you end up with just, I don't know, an option for coverage. Because that foundation just is not going to build up enough to give you any kind of coverage, like buildable or otherwise. Like, definitely not full coverage, but even, you know, some of these lightweight kind of skin finish foundations, you can at least continue to build them and get a little bit of coverage. But, like, I feel like when I first tried it, my first impression of it was, this is makeup. It checked a box, you know? It was like, check, you put makeup on your face. Like, no further promises. We are making some progress. I don't love just a tube as a delivery system. It's a little bit annoying because then I have to stick my fingers in it and then I have to put the sponge, but that's just, you know, personal preference. Gonna do a little bit of this. Try and freaking cover up my picking. Ugh, I refuse to shame myself for this. Not gonna do it, Khaki. So, that concealer behaves actually really beautifully. I'm really, really pleased with the concealer. That's the first, like, natural beauty concealer that has given me no problems whatsoever. No weird kind of, like, I feel like there's an immediate compromise right out of the gate. Like, oh, this is obviously natural because it feels like Crisco on my face or something. Like, that is really, really pretty. So let's pull out the CRUELTY powder here real quick. I've already made such a dent in this, you can't even see, like, the impression on it anymore. Going in with my Thrive brush here. I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap. I bought ingredients to make my own setting spray. Because I ran out, I'm not, like, completely out because I've still got some, like, travel sizes, but I ran out of my Urban Decay. And I was just online and I was like, God, this stuff's like $32. Like, give me a break. You know, what could possibly be in a setting spray? And so I looked on some of the, like, you know, bargain blogs and some of the, like, natural beauty blogs, and I found that the recipe is actually pretty simple. You just mix some vegetable glycerin with some distilled water and some rose water, and then kind of, you know, whatever else you want. But that's kind of the basics. And that's like essentially a setting spray. And so I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon. Let me know if y'all want me to do a video of me actually putting it together, or whether you just want to do like a wear test of it and see if it works. Because maybe I'll do like a side-by-side of, like, you know, Scandinavia versus my homemade one. You're watching magic happen right now on camera. All of my ideas. Give a coat to just my base. I did pick, like I said, but this is not giving me all of my heart's desire in terms of coverage. Like, I like to have the option to build something up on a blemish, and the lights are doing me a lot of favors right now, but we don't have, like, the coverage that I would really like to have, like, on my lip and stuff. So this sucks. This is, like, not, the foundation doesn't want to blend. It's, like, stuck in my hairline. Ugh. Annoying. So this is what the initial application looks like after powder and after finishing spray. We're not getting a lot of coverage here. Like I said, this kind of like checks a box. It's like, oh, you put makeup on your face. There's nothing particularly like game-changing about it. When you put it on, you don't feel like it's, I don't know, it's not thrilling. Sometimes I put makeup on, like the CRUELTY, and it's just thrilling, you know? Even though the price of this and everything is lower, still I don't feel like you should have to compromise. I mean, you did just put a bunch of makeup on and I didn't really get any kind of concealing action. I got brightening under my eyes. That's really pretty, but like blemish concealing, it didn't really happen. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on and I'll be right back and we will talk about the price, the claims, the ingredients, etc. Alright guys, the glow is done glowed, and I will say that the concealer, I do love what's happening under my eyes. I think it's very pretty for a no makeup kind of concealer to give me this much brightening. And there are concealers that are good for brightening and not good for blemish covering, and vice versa. So I would say that this is qualifying as like a brightening concealer, not a blemish covering concealer. I did have to pull out the big guns, and I just did a tiny bit of spot coverage because I do have to film other videos today with the CRUELTY so that I could get the couple little spots that I had like better covered. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to taint the wear test. We already kind of know what we're dealing with here with the concealer. I'm going to be mainly studying at the end of the day what it looks like underneath my eyes, because I don't have a really good under eye concealer, like brightening concealer, that's in the kind of clean beauty category. So now that all of this is on, let's go ahead and kind of talk about the company and all the ingredients and everything. So it says, Well People is an uncommon beauty dream team founded by an elite makeup artist, cosmetic dermatologist, and tree-hugging entrepreneur. I don't know if that's 3 people or 1 person, I'm not sure. We're passionate, I'm guessing it's more than 1, about making positive choices in life, particularly when it comes to self-care. Skin, our largest organ, absorbs about 80% of what we put on it. This crucial fact drives our mission to create super premium quality products without using the potentially harmful artificial chemicals found in most conventional makeup. Our modern approach to beauty is built on simplicity, authenticity, and performance. We get that you want minimalist makeup but need instant gratification. You'll find our delightfully stylish products unmatched in delivering a natural, no makeup look. State-of-the-art, premium, non-toxic formulas effortlessly deliver flawless coverage and soothing protection that's unbelievably light. With Well People, you don't just look good, you feel good. Join us in our crazy beautiful dream and look naturally fabulous every step along the way. It says uber hydrating formulas, rich in organic aloe and precious essential oils. That is one of the things that we talked about when I was kind of doing a pre-roundup of some of the brands that I wanted to try. We talked about how this brand does hinge on aloe and essential oils, which is a red flag for some people. I'm not sure that aloe is necessarily, but definitely essential oils. Like, you guys started like firing at will in the comments when I said that. When I was like, what's wrong with essential oils? I don't know. Like, some companies seem to be into them. Like, Drunk Elephant thinks that they're bad. If there's anything that I learned from kind of presenting 15 different brands that I thought were clean, it's that the definition of clean, green, non-toxic beauty is something that everybody interprets a little bit differently. And so I just want to say we are all doing the best that we can here on my channel. We are all learning together. No one claims to be perfect. No one claims to be some messiah of clean beauty here. I am the anti-guru of anything. And so let's just all, you know, embrace the learning, embrace the growing. That said, it does have essential oils in it. No fillers, no propylene glycol, petrochemicals, or petroleum byproducts. Handcrafted in small batches in the USA, tested in the Well People studio by our Green Beauty pros, and cruelty-free. So let's talk about the individual products themselves. Okay, so the foundation stick is $28.99 and you get 0.4 ounces. Usually stick and cream foundations, you do get less for your money because it supposedly goes further. This, I will say, you do have to put a crap ton on in order to get any kind of payoff. That's just my personal opinion. But $28.99 is not crazy. They have 8 shades. Not the best. I'm gonna say like that darkest shade is not going to like even help like half the population. So jury's out on that. It says this feel good creamy foundation instantly melts into skin, giving a fresh, healthy glow. I'm not about necessarily like a feel-good product. I'm about a perform product. I'm about a look-good product, you know? So, you know, it might feel good to know that you're putting something natural on your face, but I feel like that's what kind of the natural makeup industry hinged on for so long, was just kind of the feel-good part of it. I think we need the perform part of it. So let's just see. The modern stick design is ideal for portability and mess-proof application on the go. Our new breakthrough formula delivers a weightless satin, soft focus finish while balancing skin tone and diminishing imperfections. Contains premium, natural, and organic ingredients, so there's no film, no grease, no crease, just diva-friendly perfection. The ingredients, I mean, most of them are certified organic. Oleic acid is the first one. Castor seed oil is the second. Safflower oil, carnauba wax, beeswax, these are not vegan. Mica, stearic acid, water, just, you know, they don't do like the highlight of the products and like what they do, they just list them. Warm and blend onto the face using fingertips or Well People foundation brush. You guys, that is something that I get in the comments all the time. They're like, you're doing it wrong, you're not using your fingers. I will be here all day. It is not necessarily about like having to use your fingers just because it's a natural product. I think that the warmth of your face can do just as good of a job. And if it's not going to fit into my lifestyle because I don't have 10 minutes to spread something all over my entire face with my fingers, which by the way, this would involve so much tugging if that were the case, then it doesn't fit into my lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's about a holistic experience with a makeup item. It's not about whether, you know, I'm going to follow every single thing that they suggest that I do to a T. It's about whether it fits into my routine. So it says used for spot correction or over entire face to balance an even skin tone for natural appearance, build to the desired level of coverage. So I built it. Tips, apply under Altruist Mineral Foundation for amplified coverage. They want you to use 2 foundations if you want more coverage. Use under Bio Extreme Lip Gloss for Rockstar Nude Lip. And I'm sorry if I seem salty. It's because this is not a first impression and this stuff is kind of like up against like some really, really amazing stuff that's already in my collection. So I will try. I'm gonna try and I'm backing up. I'm going unbiased. I'm sorry. Bio Correct Multi-Action Concealer. Whoa. There are 4 shades. That's why my shade isn't like that good of a match, just because there are 4. That's pretty crazy. They do have a full-size sample size and mini. I didn't realize that. I think I bought it on like Fall In or something. This is $22.99. Not expensive, not inexpensive. You know, you're paying for ingredients at the end of the day. Well People presents our latest conventional busting cosmetic Bio Correct Multi-Action Concealer. This power-packed natural wonder provides serious coverage to banish any skin imperfections or blemishes. So it is meant to be a blemish concealer. You guys saw we couldn't really get that from it, but it did do, like I said, brightening. The difference is ultra-light mousse texture that blends onto skin with minimal effort. It sets like a dream without creasing or budging for all-day wear. We'll see about that, Well People! Bonus, it actually depuffs. So that might be why underneath my eyes looks awesome. Brightens and improves skin texture while it conceals with a robust cocktail of organic algae, coffee, pomegranate, anti-aging peptides, exclamation point. You will especially love the dramatic improvement to your appearance by diminishing darkness around the eye for a fresh, bright-eyed, rested look. Like all Well People cosmetics, it is free from harsh artificial chemicals like parabens, propylene glycol, and dimethicone. I'm not going to read the ingredients to you. I'll hit some highlights here. Aloe, coffee, pumpkin, green tea, coconut oil. So another ingredient that people are kind of like on the fence about. Actually, Tati put out a video recently where she was throwing out a bunch of her skincare. She had gone on Think Dirty. Think Dirty is a pretty good app in theory. It's very difficult to use. It's so buggy. It's so buggy and it's so hard to use. But Think Dirty is an app where you can go and basically like scan barcodes in theory and see kind of what the ingredients are in your products and what those ingredients do to your body, good or bad, and they give them kind of a rating on a scale of good and bad, you know, in terms of like toxicity. You know, coconut oil is one of those ones where kind of the jury's out whether or not it actually like works for you. Same thing with essential oils. Some people say that it's like actually that's just fragrance, or you know, actually essential oils are amazing, it just depends on which one you use, blah blah blah. First impression, I should say, I mean, this is actually my first impression using a sponge because I used a brush the first time and I do not recommend that. I really like the under eye concealer situation and I like the brightening factor of it, but it doesn't build very well. And then the foundation is giving me kind of, it's giving me dry vibes. Let me show you. I am a dry skinned girl. And so, you know, I do appreciate a skin finish foundation just for the sole fact that it doesn't want to settle into lines, which is nice, but you can see, like right there, we are already getting like a little bit of just a gathering, and you know, it wants to gather in my hairline. I'm not sure if it's really coming across on camera. It feels like a lot of makeup and it doesn't look like very much makeup, which is odd to me. Other than that though, I think that we managed to make lemonade here. Like it did spread out in a really interesting way. Like I think that they kind of remedy the fact that there are so few shades by like how much it shears out, because I think that this was too yellow and too dark for me, but it just kind of, you know, it just shears out so much that I could have just worn the concealer on its own, honestly. The foundation kind of feels just like a heavy moisturizer or something. My under eyes look bomb. They look really good. They look hydrated, but they look brightened, and they feel really like nice and flexible. You see how like when I do that, you don't see like every single God-given crepey crease underneath my eyes? I dig that. I like the way that it feels. It feels like I have a serum under my eyes, but it's not moving around. I don't have anything like that in my collection, like a really good eye brightening concealer that's like, you know, clean, good ingredients, and so I really like it. It doesn't have as much like tug as like RMS or something. You don't have to get it like super warmed up, and it just spread out so nicely. I am not going to pass any kind of judgment here so far. I will say that like I prefer the concealer to the foundation currently, but they do offer a ton of other foundations that I probably will also try, because just because this one isn't like my personal thing doesn't mean that it's like bad necessarily. They probably have one that would work out better for me. So I am going to wear this for the rest of my day. I will check in with you guys in at least 8 hours and we will see how this wore in, because I'm very interested to find out. So guys, stay tuned. I will see you guys in 8 hours. Hello, my lovely family. How are you? It is 7:09 p.m., which means that it has been a little over 8 hours since I put this makeup on. And let's just have ourselves a little close-up look-see here. You guys, I don't know whether my skills have come a long way over the last year or what, but this looks awesome. Like, in a way that I wasn't expecting at all, because the application of this product is just so bizarre. I guess it's one of those things where it might be low heat, like I said, where it just takes so much effort to like get it to spread across my face, and the color didn't seem like it was going to match, and then it ended up matching. But this looks really nice. Like, it looks really pretty. I would say that the main criticism that I have of it is that it is so low coverage for the amount of makeup that I felt like I had on my face, but like, I kind of forgot about it. I think that I talked a big game in the beginning of the video about how, because it did. It felt like I was putting shoe polish on my face, but I think that it's just kind of a matter of getting used to it. Yeah, and the concealer performed better than like a lot of creamy concealers that I've used that are not in the like clean beauty category, with the exception of covering zits. It just wasn't there for that. This whole line was just not really there for that. This is some of the most beautiful eye brightening concealer that I have used ever, I think. It's so pretty and I will continue using it. And the foundation, while maybe I don't like need it. I kind of want to keep it to be able to kind of compare it in future roundups and things like that, but stay tuned because, you know, as I kind of cycle these things out of my collection and I, you know, accumulate them enough and like address them as groups of things, like I will probably end up giving things away. So always stay tuned for that kind of thing because I don't want to keep just tons and tons of stuff in my collection. I digress. Let's turn these lights away and I'll show you up close. Now, I will say that it is nice outside. It's like, you know, 50, 55 degrees. So that's gonna make things not break up as easily, but it also, especially with my skin, would make things get really dry. And look at this. Look under my eyes. Wow. Look at the surface of my skin. Yeah, like I said, I had to put the CRUELTY on this to kind of cover it up. So ignore that. That's patchy for that reason. And I don't think that I could have accomplished that level of coverage with this concealer. But everywhere else, oh my God, I'm not gonna shut up about it. Like around my eyes, it's so pretty. I am very, very pleased with how it stuck around all day and stayed so fresh looking, so bright. I like that so much. I am completely floored actually at how much I like this because I was not prepared to like this. When I first tried it, like I said, I put the RMS Unpowder on top of it, and because this is so natural and kind of essential oils based and coconut oily and stuff like that, it just soaked it up and made it look really gross. It was really, really dry looking, really unnatural no matter how much finishing spray I put on it. But the CRUELTY is just such a lightweight powder. It's like even more lightweight than that. I feel like that kind of sealed the deal in a good way. I think that you could probably do like, you know, the Becca Hydra Mist on top of this too. Like anything that's gonna kind of melt into the skin really easily. Not something, I wouldn't use an HD powder or anything on top of this just because it's gonna soak it up. But this is very much like a makeup that wears like a lot of the kind of like natural no makeups that I've used. It still has a makeup feel to it and a makeup kind of coverage to it, and it works really nicely with powder products on top of it, whereas like I would say, you know, the breaking point there is probably like an Ilia. That's where you kind of start crossing over into like serum consistency where it just doesn't tolerate the powder products as well. I'm just so surprised that this ended up being as long wearing as it is. I thought this girl was gonna break down like I had made her in the kitchen, like I had forgotten to refrigerate her, like I did not have all the unnatural preservatives, and therefore it was going to turn back into all of its ingredients at midnight back into a pumpkin. I don't know why that was my expectation. I guess it's just because the way that it goes on is just so unlike a lot of other makeup that I've used. So guys, that is where I will leave you with this wear test today. I really enjoyed this. Again, pleasantly surprised. I can't believe how pleasantly surprised I am. And if you guys enjoyed this, if this was helpful, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hope that you didn't just like watch half the video and hate me. Thank you for finishing the video if you're here right now. Thank you for being part of my channel and allowing me to do these kinds of things on the internet. I love you. I'm exhausted. I've had a really long day. I got a job today! Woohoo! It's just been a lot going on lately. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.